Imagine this. It's 2:17 a.m. The road behind you stretches into complete darkness, broken only by your headlights. No signs of life. No streetlights. No houses. Just trees pressing in from both sides, tall and silent. You hear a crunch behind you. Nothing obvious, but a subtle something. You glance in the rearview mirror. Your stomach drops. There's someone there. Watching. Standing. Maybe walking. But never moving toward you. And then you realize they're not moving the way a human would. Not blinking. Not breathing visibly. Just there. Frozen. Waiting. If you ever find yourself on a remote back road in the US, late at night, remember this. Some things don't want to chase you. They just want you to see them. And once they're noticed, they never really leave. Tonight, we're going to explore real encounters from hikers, travelers, and motorists, deep in forests and backroads across the United States. Stories you won't forget, stories that will make you question every dark road you drive, every forest trail you hike. Stay close, because the first story will make your skin crawl. Story No. One the man who walked beside my car, West Virginia backroad, had happened to Daniel, a local West Virginia farmer. During the harvest season, he was driving home on a narrow country road, late one night, around 11:40 p.m. The road twisted through hills, dense forests pressing against both sides, leaves rustling softly in the wind. At first, nothing seemed wrong, just another quiet drive home. Then the fog on his passenger side window caught his attention. Not from inside, it was coming from outside, like someone breathing on the glass. Daniel slowed down. That's when he saw him, a tall figure, black silhouette against the shadows, standing at the edge of the road, motionless, watching. At first, Daniel thought it was a trick of the light, a tree branch, maybe exhaustion. But then he noticed something impossible. When he slowed his car, the figure kept pace with him. When it sped up, it matched his speed. Daniel's heart pounded. Sweat dripped down his forehead. He could barely breathe. And then, it turned its head toward him. He couldn't see the face clearly. But the smile, it was wide, too wide, unnatural. Like its mouth stretched further than humanly possible. Fear made him slam the gas. The tires screeched on the cracked asphalt. He twisted around the next bend, praying he had lost it. When he glanced in the rearview mirror, it was standing in the middle of the road, watching, smiling, not chasing, just waiting. Daniel didn't stop driving until sunrise. Even now, years later, he says he can still feel those eyes on him every time he drives past a dark bat. Story No. To something was mimicking, my friend. Oregon Forest Trail. It was a crisp autumn morning in the Willamette National Forest, Oregon. 3 friends, experienced hikers, decided to take a weekend trip deep into the forest. They were confident, prepared, and thought they knew the trails well. The first 4 miles were peaceful. Birds chirped. Leaves crunched under their boots. The air smelled like damp pine. Then, almost suddenly, the forest went quiet. No birds, no insects, no wind, only the sound of their own breathing and footsteps. They kept walking, joking quietly to pass the tension. Then came the first voice. "Hey, I'm over here." The group froze. At first, they thought it was Jake, one of their friends, who had walked a little ahead. But when they looked, he was standing right next to them. A chill ran down their spines. Then the voice came again. Exactly the same. Same tone. Same laugh. "Guys, stop messing around." It wasn't Jake. It came from deeper in the trees. Jake's face went pale. His eyes widened. "I didn't say that," he whispered. Branches cracked in the distance. Not footsteps. Something moving through the brush fast. The group tried to backtrack slowly, staying calm, but the voice followed. It repeated things Jake had said earlier that morning. Private comments, jokes, Even little phrases only, he would say. Every time they stopped, the voice paused. Every time they moved, it followed. It wasn't trying to scare them physically. It was trying to confuse them, to make them doubt what was real. Hours felt like minutes. Eventually, the forest seemed to release them near the trailhead. Life returned. Birds, wind, normal forest sounds. The group reported the incident to a forest ranger, hoping for a rational explanation. The ranger listened quietly. Tinliandi, "You're lucky it didn't learn you better," he said. Even now, Jake avoids hiking alone. He says that voice still echoes in his head sometimes. And the most terrifying part, whatever it was learning from them, watching them, copying them. Not an animal, not human, something else entirely. Story No. 3. The road that wouldn't end. Nevada desert back road. It was a late evening in Nevada. Michael, a road tripper, wanted to avoid traffic between Reno and Las Vegas. Google Maps suggested an older highway, a shortcut that would save him at least an hour. At first, the road seemed normal, straight, flat, quiet, desert stretching endlessly on both sides. After 2 hours, something felt wrong. He passed the same rusted gas station 3 times. Same broken sign, same abandoned pickup truck. No turns, no exits, just the same stretch of road, looping back on itself. Michael slowed down, trying to figure it out. That's when he saw her, a woman, standing in the middle of the road. White dress, bare feet, hair, long and dark. He rolled down the window. "Are you okay?" he called. She didn't answer. Jess pointed behind his car. He looked in the mirror. Nothing. When he looked back, she was inches from the window. Her eyes, completely black. No whites, no pupils, just darkness. "No," she whispered softly. "You already passed this part." Michael's hands trembled. He tried the engine. Nothing. It stalled, and then silence. No wind, no desert sounds. Nothing. Just her, breathing, waiting. The engine roared back to life on its own. Michael floored it, but the road twisted strangely, almost like it was reshaping itself. Minutes later, he finally reached a main highway. He checked behind him. Nothing. The road he had driven on had vanished, replaced by a perfectly normal highway. Even now, Michael refuses to drive that route. He says, "I don't know if she was real, but I know she saw me, and I can't forget those black eyes." Story No. For the family standing between the trees, Northern Michigan backroad Victor, a long-haul truck driver, had been driving for 15 years, across deserts, storms, snowy mountains. Nothing scared him. One early winter night, around 2:50 a.m., he took a backroad shortcut in northern Michigan. Trees pressed against the road, shadows swallowing everything beyond his headlights. Then he saw them, a family standing silently between the trees. A man, a woman, and 2 children, all wearing old-fashioned clothing. Not dirty, not torn, just wrong for the time. They weren't waving, not asking for help, just standing watching. Victor felt uneasy but kept driving. A mile later, his radio crackled with static. Then a voice. "Why didn't you stop?" It wasn't coming from anyone around. The voice was inside the radio, clear, patient, almost amused. He slammed on the brakes, looked in the mirror. The family was now behind his truck. Same expressions. Children moving, gliding, not walking. Flor Italiano. The radio screamed until he hit the main highway. Later, a dispatcher quietly told him, "You're not the first driver to see them. Victor never drives that road at night again." Story 05. The footprints around my tent. Montana wilderness. A solo camper chose a remote Montana campsite. Peaceful river nearby. Legal camping area. First night. Too quiet. No wind. No animals. No river sound. Around 3:12 a.m., He woke with a sensation of being watched. Then came footsteps, slow, deliberate, circling his tent, crunching leaves, breathing. Right next to the tent, he stayed completely still, flashlight in hand, waiting for dawn. When he emerged, his heart sank. Dozens of barefoot footprints circled the tent. And the worst part, they didn't come from the forest. They started next to his tent, as if someone invisible had been standing there all along. Ethan packed up immediately and left. Never returned. Story 06. My brother followed his own voice. Great Smoky Mountains, Aaron, and friends were hiking in the Smoky Mountains late afternoon. Aaron walked 50 yards ahead. Suddenly, they heard him call. Hey, come check this out. Problem. He was standing right next to them. Then the voice came again. Same words, same tone, but off trail, coming from deeper in the forest. Aaron, curious, stepped toward the trees. His friends grabbed him. The voice grew impatient, repeating private things Aaron had said earlier that day. Jokes, comments, memories. They backed up slowly, the voice following, learning and imitating him perfectly. Finally, clearing reached, the forest returned to normal. Aaron never hiked alone again. Story no. 7. It knocked on my door a week later. Pennsylvania, Backwoods. A man had a strange encounter while driving near a Pennsylvania state forest. He didn't stop. Thought it was nothing. A week later, to 17 a.m., 3 slow knocks on his front door. Camera check. No one there. Knocking continued. Now from inside his bedroom wall, a voice whispered, "Why didn't you help me?" He moved out 2 months later. It never happened again. Story nitrogen monoxide. 08. The Ranger's Confession. Remote Oregon forest. Not all encounters are reported. Some never reach the authorities. A forest ranger, who's been working in Oregon's wilderness for over 20 years, shared a story under condition of anonymity. He said, "Sometimes we see things that don't make sense. We don't chase them. We just watch and warn the people." He told about hikers and campers vanishing from marked trails. Not injured, not lost, just gone. Sometimes, weeks later, they return. Changed, silent, withdrawn, and they never speak of what they saw. The ranger admitted that certain back roads and trails are permanently closed, not due to danger from animals or terrain, but because the entities that haunt those areas learn human patterns too well. They watch, they remember, and if you linger too long, they follow home. Story no. 9. The back road that disappears. Northern Nevada. A night driver, Mark, decided to take a lesser-known back road in northern Nevada. At midnight, GPS malfunctioned. The road he was on vanished. The desert stretched endlessly, yet the road reappeared in pieces, looping back on itself. He saw faint silhouettes among the sand dunes. Not human, not animal. One figure walked along the road silently, mirroring his car's speed. He drove 4 hours, but the road never led to civilization until the first morning light, as if the desert itself had been toying with him. Mark described the encounter as being inside a dream, but someone else controlled the dream. Story no. 10. The forest that follows. Appalachian Mountains. Multiple hikers report feeling eyes on them, footsteps behind them, whispers near campsites. Sometimes it's a voice, sometimes a shadow, sometimes a familiar face appearing briefly, then gone. The most terrifying accounts, the entity imitates loved ones, voices, laughter, phrases only they would know. It studies human behavior, waiting for fear, hesitation, or curiosity. It follows home, knocking on doors, whispers, and walls. These are not stories for thrill seekers. They are warnings. The forest doesn't just exist. It watches. It remembers, and if it takes interest in you, it will not let go. Isali. Think back to the first story, the tall figure beside Daniel's car. Then the mimicking voice in Oregon. The woman in white on the Nevada road. Notice the pattern. Remote locations. Observation, not attack, psychological manipulation. Learning human behavior, following or imitating fear is not always about immediate danger. Sometimes it's slow, creeping, persistent. And it stays with you long after you leave the forest or back. If you've ever been on a dark back road, or deep in a forest, and felt like something was watching, maybe now you understand why your instincts screamed at you to leave. These encounters are real. Ordinary people have seen them. And those who linger remember forever. So, next time you take a remote trail or drive a lonely highway after dark, remember, the forest sees you, the backroads remember you, and sometimes they follow. If you enjoyed these stories and want to hear more real encounters from the wilderness, subscribe, like, and share this video. Turn on notifications and never underestimate the silence of the backwoods, because the next story could be yours.